Today, we dive into the twisted double life of a man who seemed like a pillar of his community, but was secretly one of the most terrifying serial killers in American history. This is the story of BTK Bind. In January 1974, Wichita, Kansas was rocked by a horrific murder. In January 15, 1974, a quiet suburban morning in Wichita, Kansas. But behind the doors of one family home, a horror unlike anything the city had ever seen was unfolding. The victims, Joseph Otero, age 38, his wife Julie, 33, their children, Joseph Jr., just 9 years old, and 11-year-old Josephine. 4 members of the Otero family were found dead, bound, strangled, and with no clear motives. Police had no idea that this was just the beginning. The intruder was Dennis Rader, a name that meant nothing then, but would become etched in infamy as the BTK killer. Bind, torture, kill. Rader broke into the Otero home just after 8 a.m., armed and ready. He overpowered the family and forced them to comply. What followed was calculated, methodical, and monstrous. Rader tied each family member, one by one. His motive, control, power, and the fulfillment of a dark fantasy that he would later document in disturbing detail. When the bodies were discovered by the Otero's 3 older children returning home from school, the entire city of Wichita was shaken. This marked the beginning of a twisted legacy that would span 3 decades. Rader would go on to kill again and again, all while living a seemingly normal life as a church leader, a father, and a city compliance officer. This was only the beginning of a terrifying game of cat and mouse. The BTK killer was just getting started. If you're new to Crime Investigation Diary, subscribe now and hit the bell. More chilling stories are coming your way. After the brutal 1974 Otero family murders, the killer vanished into the shadows. No suspects, no clear motive. The case went cold. But 4 years later, a letter arrived at the Wichita Eagle. The writer claimed responsibility for not only the Otero murders, but also for a string of unsolved cases. He signed the letter with 3 chilling letters. BTK. BTK stood for bind, torture, kill. It was more than a name. It was a manifesto. He wrote detailed descriptions of his crimes, mocked police efforts, and demanded attention from the media. He wanted fame. He wanted to be feared. Rader's letters became more frequent, more taunting. He sent poems about his victims, crime scene drawings, and even packages left in random locations around Wichita. Each letter pushed investigators deeper into psychological profiling. But BTK was always a step ahead, hiding in plain sight, blending into the community. He stopped killing, or so they thought, but the letters never stopped. Decades passed. New investigators picked up the cold case files. Technology improved, but BTK remained a ghost until 2004. What finally brought Dennis Rader down? What mistake did he make after 30 years of silence? If you're new to Crime Investigation Diary, please subscribe now and don't forget to like, share, and hit the bell icon. More chilling stories are coming your way. The killer left clues, but not enough. He stalked his victims, watched them, then attacked, always leaving them bound, always torturing, always killing. He called himself BTK. BTK didn't just kill, he wanted attention. He sent cryptic letters to newspapers and police. He kept trophies. Then he vanished for nearly 2 decades. Then, in 2004, BTK reemerged. A floppy disk sent to police led them to a church and to a man named Dennis Rader, a Boy Scout leader, a church council president, a father of 2. Rader confessed to 10 murders. In chilling detail, he'd kept meticulous journals. He was methodical, proud, even smug. A serial killer who had fooled everyone for 30 years. What drives someone like Rader? Experts say he was a textbook narcissist. He craved control and lived for the thrill of dominance. But behind closed doors, he was crumbling. Dennis Rader is serving 10 consecutive life sentences, but his story is a grim reminder. Sometimes, the most dangerous monsters wear the most normal masks. If you found this story chilling, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Coming up next, the mysterious vanishing of Lars Mittunk, Europe's most famous missing tourist. Until then, stay curious and stay safe.